We're ready. Yep.
Okay, I'm going to call this City Council regular meeting of January 13th, 2026 to order. First of all, I want to thank everyone for turning out this evening and those of you who are joining us online for our first meeting of the year 2026. Just a reminder that going forward, council will be meeting on the second Tuesday as we always have, but the time has been changed from 7 p.m. to 6 p.m. And our work session that we used to have prior to our regular meeting will be on the fourth Tuesday beginning at 5 p.m. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. Next, if you would, please join me in standing for the invocation and pledge of allegiance by Mayor Pro Tem Mike McPhee.
If it is your custom to bow, please join us in prayer. Father God, we gather today as stewards of our community, united by a shared commitment to the public good. We ask for your guidance in our discussions and decisions, that we may be rooted in fairness, integrity, and sincerity. Help us to put aside personal differences and agendas, fostering an environment of respect, collaboration, and unity. We pray for health, happiness, and strength in this coming year for all who are present and all that we represent. May our efforts bear fruit and contribute to a thriving, harmonious community. We place our trust in you and your providence and guidance. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next is a city manager employee recognition of Sarah Farah from the municipal court. Scott, you want to do the presentation for us?
I don't do this often, but I'm turning my back on council right now.
That's okay.
It's for Sarah. Ladies and gentlemen, members of council, this is always a very bittersweet time. We have Ms. Sarah Farrow, who, come on up here, Sarah. If I'm talking about you, you got to be with me. So, Sarah joined our staff in February 2007 as a court clerk 2, working under Linda. And Linda must have taught her well, because she went from there to being our court administrator, and she's done that job now. I think your plaque says 18 years, but really, I'm going to give her credit for 19, and she probably feels like it's about 25. So she has seen 4 mayors. She's working on her 3rd city manager, and we could probably all learn a lot from Sarah. And tonight, I just want to pay tribute to Sarah and to her family for their support to the city of Beaufort for so many years. And her husband, Nate, who everybody knows, is going to continue to be a valued member of our team, as you will. You just go from active employee to spouse, but you're still part of the team. So I'm presenting this to you on behalf of council and on behalf of senior staff. It says, presented to Sarah Farrow, in appreciation for 18 years of dedicated service and devotion to the city of Beaufort and the community. Congratulations on your retirement. Bring the family out. Come on, you got to get your picture with mom. I know it's not fun at that age, but got to do it anyway. So. Bring in out here front, man. We gotta go see. You need to come. Yes, you can. Yeah. Would the judges join us up front, please?
From the judge.
Thank you. Thank you. Mayor and council, thank you very much for allowing staff to honor one of our valued team members as they depart our staff. And thank you very much Honorable Judge Tupper and Judge Sharp for being with us tonight.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next on the agenda is public comment. This is on agenda items only. We have one person that signed up, Mr. Paul Trask. You give us your address, Paul, and for the record,
Happy New Year to everybody.
into you.
I want to make a comment on new business item H. Newspapers say the 2024 1% sales tax referendum failed because of distrust in county government and leadership, a perception of incomplete or slow progress on past projects, concerns about transparency, clarity, and specificity of projects, an active opposition campaign citing fiscal responsibility. All this is probably true. This should not happen again. We don't need to let this happen again. The city and the county require transportation improvements to deal with growth that is coming to this community. Large-scale funding is required. Professional construction management and results are required. Vision and coordination between the county and municipalities is required. Now, it's my understanding that this was sort of sprung on the city by the county. I don't want to point any fingers. You know, what I'd like to see is a positive result, and that's why I'm here. For the city's part, what is the vision? I've got two initial suggestions. One is the third crossing that's been talked about for years and years. It's sort of on the back burner. The Woods Bridge is set in stone. It's not going anywhere. Carteret and Boundary are at or near capacity. City streets are already congested with island through traffic. At some point, this county and this city in particular need to advocate for the third crossing, which I would hope would be high on the list of at least a study stemming from the next 1% penny sales tax. Suggestion number two is an extension of North Street. I know this has been talked about in the past as well. The northern parallel road on Boundary Street is dead. That's not going to come back to life. So the silver lining is you've got North Street. If we could create a Bladen Street type streetscape down north with some parallel parking. I don't know what the right of way is. I'm hoping it's sufficient. Some traffic calming devices to ease concerns of those who actually live on North Street. And then a bridge to cross Battery Creek, keeping in mind that the trail is incorporated in all this and improved and enhanced. The crossing at Robert Smalls Parkway is not particularly great. I cross it all the time and you know, I think twice sometimes about going across. The other piece of that would be, and what's really important, is to align Neal Road, Salem Road, and Robert Smalls into a functional traffic signal. There's TIF2 money, I believe, about $2 million left that some of which might be used to create an additional or study, at least some sort of an engineering study for this concept. Just think of it, you know, a 2-lane, slow-moving street where you could turn at Rebo. If you wanted to go to Lowe's, you live in Mossy Oaks, you come down Rebo, you take a left, and you're basically there. Conversely, all these people that are now moving into the apartment homes and other developments that are taking place farther out on Robert Smalls, they want to come downtown and go to a restaurant, they can just come right up the North Street. So it's time to start thinking about that. That would relieve a lot of the pressure on Boundary Street. Just as an aside, the TIF2 money, I've spoken before about the First Volunteers Park. And I know that the city spent some money to do some landscaping improvements, but I would like to suggest that the city arborist contract with a tree company. Those live oaks are really quite magnificent. And to the west of the park itself, where the wood boardwalk is, the understory is so thick, if you're walking down that boardwalk, you can't see Battery Creek. And it's just totally overgrown. And those live oaks would be even more magnificent if they were properly limbed and cleaned up. And the park had a memorial established. I believe council has talked about a memorial in the past. There needs to be some sort of memorial, and moreover, an extension of the trail to create a pathway along the bluff there. So what action is required? Number one, generate a city-specific priority list that voters can get behind, something that's realistic, that has meaning to the citizens of City of Beaufort. They can get behind it and vote for it. Number two, proactively and immediately engage with the county. We need to be partners with the county to see if we can have a successful outcome on the 2026 initiative. And then number three, transparency and public engagement. The voting public often is either not aware or they're too busy to deal with a lot of issues that are on the ballot. And there needs to be a public education campaign to make our citizens more aware of the need and the importance of these improvements for the future, because the growth is coming and it's not going to stop. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trask. Okay, moving on, meeting agenda approval. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, and a second. Okay, all in favor?
Mr. Mayor, okay,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we take, and under new business, we take item F and move it to item A.
Okay. Okay, we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we will move it up to A. Thank you. All right, back to the original motion, for the rest of the agenda. Do all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next is character education proclamation for Kaya Carlson from Broad River Elementary School.
Move accept.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Kaya, would you and your family like to meet me up front, in the dais?
Whereas the character education movement reinforces the social, emotional, and ethical development of students, and whereas schools, school districts, and states are working to instill important core ethical and performance values, including caring, honesty, diligence, fairness, fortitude, responsibility, and respect for self and others. Whereas character education teaches students how to be their best selves and how to do their best work. The 11 principles of effective character education, including promoting core ethical and performance values, teaching students to understand, care about, and act upon those core ethical and performance values, encompassing all aspects of the school culture, fostering a caring school community, providing opportunities for moral action, supporting academic achievement, developing intrinsic motivation, including whole staff involvement. The Beaufort County School District's Character Education Program was formed to support parents' efforts in developing good character in their children, and the purpose of the Character Education Program is to integrate good character traits into the total school environment, as well as into the community. Each school's counselor identifies a list of character words and definitions deemed important regardless of a person's political leanings, race, gender, or religious convictions. And those words are friendship, kindness, acceptance, courage, tolerance, respect, gratitude, compassion, citizenship, perseverance, honesty, integrity, self-control, forgiveness, responsibility, and cooperation. Whereas Kaya Carlson was selected as the winner of Broad River Elementary School as a Student of the Month. Now therefore, the City Council, City of Beaufort hereby proclaims November 2025 as Kaya Carlson as Broad River Elementary School Student of the Month. The City of Beaufort hereby pronounces respect and gratitude as the word of the month of November and applauds Kyle Carlson, the Beaufort County School District, Broad River Elementary School for their work, and specifically honors Kyle Carlson as Broad River Elementary School Student of the Month. Congratulations.
So proud. Oh my goodness. So thank you guys, first of all, for taking a moment to acknowledge our students and their character. It's awesome when we can partner, with the various parts of the community to do what's right by children. So really, they are our future, even though it's a cliche, I know. But I am the proud principal here at Broad River Elementary School in Beaufort County. And Dr. Bing is the proud assistant principal of Broad River. We are just excited to be here and take a minute to acknowledge Kaya. I don't know if all of you got to read her description for what got her acknowledged. So I just want to take a minute for you to hear how awesome this young lady is, as my phone doesn't do what I wanted to do. Okay, so the character word was courage and tolerance, if you didn't hear that. So Kaya is a super leader within her classroom. Ms. Gates is her teacher. She has shown respect towards students and adults within the building. She is also extremely polite, no matter the situation that is occurring or how her day has gone. There's been several times where students have gone to Kaya for something and she has made sure to help them as soon as she can showed them what to do if they need help again. So that's the whole if you give a man a fish or if you teach them to fish. So Kaya's already teaching people how to fish, y'all. There has also been times when Kaya is having a down day or other students have bothered her throughout the day, and Kaya still is respectful towards everyone and still willing to help others. She has also started to be a person that students can lean on and trust within the classroom. There have been times where students have gotten upset in the classroom, and she has walked over to that student, given them a hug, and told them that it is okay to take a deep breath. Her doing this has provided students with another outlet that they can go to if they need it. If I'm not available during that, if the teacher's not available during that time, Kaya has shown great respect in our classroom and has started a trend with other students wanting to follow her lead in our classroom and treat others with respect even more. So amazing for a child this young, y'all. We are trying to raise students at Broad River to be global leaders and to be problem solvers. And I think she exudes the characteristic of courage and tolerance. So I'm super impressed and proud to say she's a starfish. Proud of you, Kaya. Again, thank you for giving us a moment to honor her and for her family coming to show her off with us today. Again, this is a partnership, not just with the school, but with the county and with the family. So I'm honored to be here and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Kaya. Okay, up next on the agenda is the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion?
I do have a couple of questions. My questions are for Mr. Ranger, our CIP director. While you're coming up, I'll just go ahead and kind of outline some of the questions that I have, but in the summary report for November, first, I'll just say this. I know you're kind of in a interim position perhaps, but I appreciate not only the fact that you stepped up, but I think you're doing a good job. You're keeping the project portal updated, and I appreciate that, and I know others in the community appreciate that. It's a really good tool that we've added to keep people engaged and up to speed on what's going on. And it's extremely important when we have as many projects that we do in the works as well. So thank you for that. I noted on one of the updates for King Street, the most recent one for January 8th, it talks about the storm crew being scheduled to be on site on January 19th. So I just wanted to see, I know there had been some residents in that area that were concerned about the elderly maybe not having access or being notified when there was going to be boots on the ground. Have you worked with the residents in the area just to let them know that the crew will be on site in January?
Yes, sir. We've tried to stay in touch with all the residents on the different streets we're working on. Even though we haven't started like Duke Street, we've already started going out in the neighborhood and talking to the people. As far as King Street, we've gone out there we go out there every single day and we try to encourage conversation with the neighbors to let them know what's going on.
Okay, great, thank you. And then under the Charles Craven, the last sentence there, it almost looked like it got cut off, but it says currently the contractor intends to bring in additional crews to make unforeseen delays. And I think we had spoken about this in a previous work session where we were going to try to get more crews on site just to help expedite the project and make up for some of the delays that we experienced. Is that what this is trying to capture? And then if so, what does that look like?
Well, it should have said, currently the contractor intends to bring in additional crews to make up for unforeseen delays. That's what it's supposed to
Okay.
say. I guess what my fifth grade teacher would have told me that before I turn something in, I need to go over it, make sure that I don't turn it in with mistakes. So she wouldn't be happy with me right now.
We all make them, but so they are doing that? Have they worked that detail out?
They have not done that as of yet.
Okay,
But it seems like every time they think they're starting to move forward, that they find some unforeseen object that slows them down.
right.
I really think if things go as planned, they should be close to crossing the intersection early next week.
Okay, good.
Right now, there's a gas line they're, tunneling under. And Dominion's been out there every day, making sure that there's no problems, but
So there's still a chance that we could maybe have that open by the end of the month, by the 28th, I think was our original.
well, that's what they tell us.
Okay. Okay, barring no unforeseen work. So, okay, I figured that's what that meant, and I just wanted to follow up on it because I know it's something that we had talked about. And then I'll just point out under the First South Carolina Volunteer Park, it looks like the city was awarded, it says $156, or it's kind of like, looks like there's two decimal places in there, but is that supposed to be 156,000?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. And then one last thing, did you meet with the Pigeon Point community on January 9th? And if so, do you have a quick update on how that went?
Well, that particular meeting was, with Davis and Floyd.
Okay.
And since my, coordinator's been here 6 weeks and I've been here 5 weeks, that meant that meeting was intended to teach us how to, properly go into these sites to track the projects, one being the South Carolina Recovery Grant Commission site. And so they really weren't talking about the project. They were mainly teaching us how to enter the portal.
Okay, got it. Well, good enough. Well, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to explain that. And like I said, thank you for updating the portal site. That's extremely important.
All right, thank you very much.
Anything else? Okay. All right, any other comments? Hearing none, I'm gonna call the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye to approve the consent agenda.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it's approved. Okay, next on the agenda
Minutes?
is minutes, work session and regular meeting of December 9th, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Okay, motion and second. Any changes? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, next is new business. We're going to take item F that was that we recommended moving to the front, and that is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Beaufort, South Carolina, authorizing the gift of an original sculpture by Arthur Rose Sr. from the city's historical collection to Claflin University. Do I have a-
Motion to approve.
Yeah,
Second.
motion is second. Okay, any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have some comments I'd like to make, just to add context to this presentation for anyone that is not aware of or have the history of it. Could we have the sculpture brought to the podium up here just for, I noticed that we have Ms. Amelia former incoming president, right, for the Beaufort History Museum in the audience, and thank you very much for being here. I did talk with John Worley's wife today, and he's out of town, he's current president of the Beaufort History Museum. But anyway, back in, I think it was September, at a work session, the Beaufort History Museum was kind enough to bring to our attention that we have this Arthur Rose unicyclist sculpture in our possession. And at the time, the discussion was about auctioning off some of these artifacts for fundraising for the Beaufort History Museum. Being a South Carolina state graduate, Claflin was right across the fence. Did go over there and visited a few times. I thought about maybe how dear this sculpture would be to Claflin University, since Dr. Rose is an alumnus of Claflin University. And he spent about 31 years teaching there. And also that the museum is named in his honor. So I want to thank the friendly conversation that took place. I don't think there were any objections, to the suggestion that maybe what we as the city of Beaufort could do would be to return this piece of art to Claflin University. And that's kind of what we intend to do today, this evening. On a personal note, he was a renowned artist, a product of Claflin University. We have from Claflin, Dr. McGee and Mr. Cakeley from the art department here who will receive this sculpture. We want to thank them for coming down and for their presence. I think it's a very special occasion, and it's certainly the right thing for we as the city of Beaufort to do, to return this piece of art. We're not sure the history of how we got it, that whole paper trail or whatever it took place, but the fact is that we have it. Yeah, it does belong to the city of Beaufort, and I would ask my fellow council members, after the reading of the resolution, that we vote unanimously to transfer this sculpture to Claflin University. And so thank you very much for that, and I think we can proceed.
Okay, well, council meet down in front and for the presentation. And Mr. Marshall, would you read the resolution for us?
I will be happy to, Mr. Mayor. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Beaufort, South Carolina, authorizing the gift of an original sculpture by Arthur Rose Sr. from the city's historical collection to Claflin University. Whereas the City of Beaufort maintains a historical collection of artifacts intended to preserve and honor individuals, events, and cultural contributions significant to the history of Beaufort, the Lowcountry, and the state of South Carolina. And whereas among the artifacts in the city's collection is an original sculpture created by Arthur Rose Sr., a distinguished 20th century American painter, sculptor, and educator whose artistic and academic legacy is deeply rooted in South Carolina. And whereas Arthur Rose Sr. is widely regarded as a seminal figure in African American art in South Carolina, having devoted decades of his life to teaching, mentoring, and advancing the arts, most notably through his long service at Claflin University, where he helped establish and lead its art program. And whereas Claflin University has demonstrated a long-standing commitment to preserving, interpreting, and celebrating the work and legacy of Arthur Rose Sr., including through the Arthur Rose Museum. And whereas the City Council finds that gifting this sculpture to Claflin University will ensure appropriate curatorial care, educational context, and public access, thereby advancing the shared goals of historic preservation and cultural stewardship. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Beaufort, South Carolina, that the City of Beaufort hereby authorizes the donation and transfer of ownership of the original sculpture by Arthur Rose Sr., currently held within the city's historical collection, to Claflin University.
And now for the vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll meet down front.
But Amelia, could you join us for the picture, please?
Oh, I'm coming. I'm sorry. Finish writing notes.
Just wanted to say to the mayor, councilman, city of Beaufort, on behalf of the ninth president, Dr. Dewan J. Warmack of Claflin University and the countless of alumni that are seated across this country, we say thank you for this gift as it returns back to its home in the Arthur Rose Museum on the campus of Claflin University. Again, we want to say thank you on behalf of the Board of Trustees as well for this gift. And this will not be our last time coming to Beaufort. And we will let you know when the exhibit happens and we publish this, and so that you can come to the show for us. But again, thank you.
Thank you.
There you go again.
Jennifer, what are you doing?
Stand on that side.
Okay, next item of new business is a request to host the Taste of Beaufort on May 1st and 2nd, 2026 in the Henry C. Chambers Waterfront Park,
Motion to
Washington
approve.
Street Park, and a street closure of Washington Street between Carteret Street and North Street from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. on May 1st, 2026, and from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on May 2nd, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Presentation by Jennifer.
Hi, how are you this evening?
Good.
So one correction on this, it should be street closure of Washington Street between Carteret and New, not North, because that's a really long way. I have to do that. So something different, Taste of Beaufort will still be the same. We are adding some components through USCB in the Washington Street Park, where we're going to have Washington Street Park have some neighborhood events going on Saturday. And Friday and Saturday, we will have, USCB will have an indoor and outdoor art show, jury art show, along with some food trucks is why they want the street closure. So everything's the same when it comes down to the taste. It's just adding those other two items. And if you have any questions for me, I am here to answer those.
Any discussion? Any questions? Okay, hearing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Just stay where you are. We have another one. Request from the Beaufort History Museum to host its annual auction of historical items on March 19th, 2026 from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the Beaufort History Museum. The Beaufort History Museum is requesting the city a waiver of loud and unseemly noise, additional lighting, reserved parking, trash disposal, and police services during this event. Do I have a motion to approve?
So, and second.
Second.
A motion and a second. Jennifer?
So this is similar to every year. We're just asking for a little bit more parking spaces. So, and for some extra lighting this year versus the years in the past.
Okay. Amelia, did you want to say anything on this one or?
And Jack?
No, I don't think we do.
Sometimes it's better not to say anything. Just listen.
Just wanted to give you the opportunity. Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Okay.
I do want to say that the cabinet, which of course my secretary got to check.
That's on the next one to me.
That's the next one.
Next.
Yeah.
Also, the next item is a request from Beaufort History Museum to host its Living History Day on April 11th, 2026 from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Arsenal. The event is requesting a waiver of discharging of blank ammunition firearm, cannon fire, for ceremonial educational purposes, for reserved parking and trash services.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, Jennifer?
So again, the cannon fire is going to be inside. We need to notify the neighbors and the tour companies of that, especially the horses. So that's why we have the extra additional the firearm discharge. Other than that, it's just similar to last year.
Okay, May, did you want to address? Please come up to the,
I did want to say that I spoke with them today, the people who are going to be firing the cannon. And normally they use, I think, it's a half a pound of powder to fire them, but they're going to reduce that to 1.5 ounces, and they'll use powder inside it so that it's not such a recoil on it, and just to protect the historic district, the windows at the museum. And they're going to fire it 3 times during the day, probably 10, maybe 12, and maybe 2, and we'll narrow that down a little more and let the carriage people know.
Do they usually have the cannon fire?
They do. We've had the cannon fire in the past,
Okay.
so.
Anything else you want to add?
No, just we appreciate y'all doing this for us, and we hope everyone will come.
Haven't voted yet.
Well, I think you'll vote for us.
All right.
I think he will.
Any other discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jennifer. Next item is a request for Main Street Beaufort co-sponsorship, waiver of police service fees and drinking in public for a sip and stroll for the stars on Thursday, February 12, 2026, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Mayor, real quick, just in order to remain compliant with state statute and to avoid the appearance of conflict, I'm going to recuse myself from this one.
Move accept.
Second.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, now that we have a second, Sarah, you want to tell us about the?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The downtown merchants have joined forces to present an exciting evening of sipping, shopping, and dining downtown on February 12th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. 12 businesses have adopted teams from the Kappa Dancing with Our Stars, and the merchants that are open that night are going to donate a portion of their proceeds to Kappa. They are requesting co-sponsorship of the event, along with a waiver of drinking in public and any associated police service fees.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Ryan, did you want to say anything, or? If you want to.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you.
I'm not sure, Josh, you're married to the coordinator, but I'm a judge for the Dancing with the Stars, so
Oh, well, there's a
I may-
conflict.
I may have a conflict of interest there, so.
Okay. All right, let's see, next item is a request from Main Street Beaufort for street closures for Bay Street from Charles to Carteret Street, West and Scott Streets from Bay to Street to Port Republic Street, and drinking in public for First Friday events of April 3rd, 2026 and July 3rd, 2026 from 3:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. Sarah?
So earlier this month, we met with some merchants and they recommended 2 street closures for this year. So far, April 3rd and July 3rd.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, pretty much the same thing.
Yes,
Okay.
we'll have music. April is going to be cruising through Beaufort, and July is going to be Red, White, and Beaufort for the 4th of July.
Good. Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's approved. Next, we go to G, appointment of Dr. Natasha Allen to the Beaufort Housing Authority Board of Directors to fill the unexpired term of John Worley.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Scott, anybody want to address this?
Mayor, this is one of these appointments where I would like to invite the board director up to address this. I did not realize he was with us, but that's a position that they provide to you,
Okay.
and then you simply approve it.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much, council, and I apologize for not signing up for public comment. Excuse me, my name is Ethan James. I'm the chairman of the Beaufort Housing Authority. Have the pleasure of serving as the past 3 years as the chairman, along with Vice Chair Commissioner Marilyn Harris as well. This is a new appointment to fill the unexpired term of John Worley, who is also the president of the Beaufort History Museum. With an appointment of Dr. Natasha Allen, I just have a quick few words to say about Dr. Allen and how excited we are to have her join the board. Dr. Allen is a highly accomplished healthcare operations executive with more than 14 years of experience in organizational leadership, financial management, and strategic planning across complex healthcare systems. She currently serves as Chief Operations Officer for the Beaufort Jasper Hampton Comprehensive Health, where she oversees enterprise-wide operations and helps execute the organization's strategic vision. She has a proven track record of improving operational efficiency, strengthening financial performance, and enhancing service delivery while maintaining strict regulatory compliance. Her background includes senior leadership roles focused in business development, revenue cycle management, risk assessment, and quality improvement, as well as prior experience with the Medical University of South Carolina and Molina Healthcare. She has worked extensively with executive leadership teams and boards of trustees, bringing a thoughtful, data-driven approach to governance, and accountability. Dr. Allen holds a Doctor of Health Administration, along with graduate degrees in Business and Healthcare Administration. The Beaufort Housing Authority Board of Commissioners is looking forward to welcoming Dr. Allen and the experience, discipline, and strategic insight she brings. The board remains committed to our mission of delivering safe and sanitary housing for the Beaufort County community, and we believe her leadership will be a valuable asset in advancing our mission.
Thank you, Ethan. She sounds well qualified, so.
Thank you. We're
Good.
excited to bring her on board, so.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. All right, next is appointment to the Beaufort County Transportation Referendum Advisory Committee, or TAC, as a city representative. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion is second. Scott, you want to give us a little presentation on about the appointment?
Yes, Mayor. Thank you very much. Mayor and Council, on November 10th, Beaufort County Council adopted a resolution which authorized a Transportation Advisory Committee to provide input to a possible 2026 transportation sales tax referendum item to be on the ballot this November. As part of the 15-member committee, our city is allowed under the resolution to make one appointment to that committee for input to the committee. Beyond that, there are not a lot of details to be had with regard to what this resolution is going to accomplish. I do not know the time period, how long the referendum will last, or what the target goal for raising funds are.
Okay. Do I have any nominations for this appointment to this committee?
I'd like to make a nomination.
Okay.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Grady Woods. He currently serves on our HRB, and I reached out to him prior to this meeting to see if it's something that he would have interest in. And he shared with me that he'd not only have interested in it, but he would consider it an honor. He feels that he is equipped to be an asset to the city in this role because he's familiar with not only our transportation needs and priorities, but some of the projects and how preserving our history plays into that. So just to let you guys know, it's something that he said he would be honored to do if we'd give him the chance. So I'd like to nominate Grady Woods.
Okay, are there any other nominations?
I'll second the nomination.
Okay, any others? Hearing none, any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
All right, next is public comment on non-agenda items. We have two people who have signed up. The first is Jennifer, is it Bachner? Oh, Beckner? Okay. Thank you.
Hoping to have this set up earlier to go on this group. I've never been here before. Okay. Hello. Thank you for your time today. I appreciate you guys. My name is Jennifer Becker, and I've been calling Beaufort home since 2013, and we could greatly use your help, please. There are new facts and evidence proving fluoride is a neurotoxin. It lowers IQ and causes many other health ailments. By removing this taxpayer neurotoxin from our public drinking water, we could save roughly $80,000 per year of the $1.15 million budget for chemicals added to our drinking water. I respectfully beg for an immediate moratorium, flipping the switch off of fluoride while you have a chance to review the newfound facts. So babies can have a better chance of a higher IQ, lowering arthritis, bone fractures, bone cancer, thyroid issues, and other now known issues caused by this industrial waste of fluoride. It could take years for this to be removed statewide, which is now in the works. You have the power and the opportunity right now, with the flip of a switch, this can be turned off for a healthier, happier community while saving money at the same time. The second topic is conventional pesticides and chemicals are now known to cause cancer, Parkinson's, and other health ailments. Hilton Head Island has adopted an organic IPM, integrated pest management policy. Bluffton is also working on adopting this as well. It is a proven policy along with the proven pilot parks. And it's my understanding that this is also less expensive. I have a copy for you guys and just a quick video if I can get.
To pesticide to later childhood cancer. Children are developing rapidly and pesticides and other chemicals can interfere with that development.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's try.
Scientific research on the effects of pesticide exposure during the in utero period, gestational period, linked exposure to pesticides to later childhood cancers. Children are developing rapidly and pesticides and other chemicals can interfere with that development. Chemicals that can get into the body can cross the blood-brain barrier, which is not completely protected, so it can get to the brain. The other fact is that children are more susceptible because they're actually exposed more. Children crawl around on the ground. They have more hand-to-mouth behaviors. So they're actually more exposed. They get more into the body. They're more susceptible. There's been a body of research. They've shown a whole range of outcomes. Some lower IQ among children who are exposed gestationally or shortly after birth, and behavioral development such as ADHD. And so they've shown associations with leukemia and with brain tumors with pesticide exposures in children. Pesticides are designed to kill. They have many different mechanisms of being toxic. While children, we've talked about, are more susceptible, adults are also going to be affected with exposure to the pesticides. With pets, in many ways, they also have behaviors like young children that can increase their exposure. The regulatory structure in the United States has a long, sad history. And so for many of the pesticides that are most commonly used out there, they had almost no testing. Pesticides shouldn't ever have been considered safe because the whole point of pesticides is to kill. So pesticides have always been selected because they were toxic. Also within the spectrum of pesticides, we've had histories where a pesticide like DDT was used extremely widely because it was considered essentially non-toxic. And as we know, it's been associated with cancer, devastating impacts on the environment. In fact, was eventually banned. So what we've been talking about is really, what are the hazards of pesticides? What are the concerns about pesticides? What can we do with this information? And what we should do with this information is we should take a more health protective approach to our environment.
Kind of just shows a little bit of the pilot parks, the before and after. And I do have a copy of the Hilton Head's IPM that they've had implemented since 2024, and just a couple of handouts. Kim Conti is the head of Non-Toxic Neighborhood. She's amazing. She lives in Bluffton. Her cell phone number is on the top if you guys are interested in the different types of organic pesticides and herbicides that are used in all of the greenery services, Hilton Head, and they are very familiar with the application process and all that stuff.
Thank you.
So, thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Well, you can give that to Tracy or, yeah. Okay, next we have our favorite citizen, Ms. Edie Rogers. It's good to see you again.
Look at you guys again, because we haven't seen you for a while. And the both.
Can you
of them-
speak into the microphone?
You knew that was coming.
I gotta commend you. You're doing a little better with the sound situation. Most of you will not know, Mr. McPhee probably will, that years ago, when we didn't even have the mic up here, or we had it here, but it didn't work. A citizen volunteered to come in here and get the microphones going. Bless his heart, as they say in the South. I came here for a couple of reasons. Number one being I misread something, but at least I had an idea that you were going to discuss social districts tonight, and I was ready to let you know I don't approve. But
That-
anyway, since it's not on the agenda and there's no public hearing.
It will be at the work session on the fourth Tuesday at 5
Work
o'clock.
session, no, you know how I don't like those work sessions.
Well, that gives you plenty of time to talk to us.
The first thing I want to do is commend the city police department. I had my own personal little incident yesterday within a half block of this building, stopped for the traffic light. And I've got one of those crazy cars that turns off every time you stop, and nobody can seem to get it back to a normal car. Anyway, when the light turns and we're ready to go, I'm not going anywhere. The car is totally dead. And I'm in the right lane. If you think I didn't panic with all the horns blowing behind me, and I can't even put on my danger lights. This is so bad. Bottom line, I called 911, and because I wanted some blue lights flashing behind me so that nobody would come ripping up and send me on my way whether I wanted to go or not. Within, I would say, less than 2 minutes, blue lights were flashing behind me, and that is fabulous response. I don't know where he was, could have been half a block away, but at any rate, he and another nice citizen discovered something was loose on my battery, and they got me started again, and I've since taken care of the problem. But the main thing is how efficient that was. I don't know that I've ever called 911, but I did, thinking, well, at least my cell phone will work. And I was so thrilled that they got me going again. Of course, I aged 10 more years in about 5 minutes while this was going on, but I did want to discuss that. This particular picture, where's the little thing that used to be here that you laid things on and it showed on the screens?
Tracy might know.
Mr. Marshall.
It's inside the door.
Well, because I am, I'm so sorry. It doesn't really have to go on that thing. I can just give it to them. My children requested last time they were all home that because of my advancing years, that I should start cleaning out all those pictures. They used some expletives I won't repeat. The books, the tapes, that start getting rid of it so they wouldn't have to do it. And in that cleaning out, I found this picture, which I then sent to former Mayor Bill Rao, who had to leave earlier tonight, and said, look, you were the mayor at that time this was done, and I think you should present this to City Council. What I wanted to do is come and tell you, I'm not piling on, because I know you've got enough to do dealing with the Henry Chambers Waterfront Park. This picture is dated when the $200,000 was given by the state, got it in the budget that year. It is dated February 11th or something, 2000. That little addition, and I guess it's cantilevered, I'm not sure about that, but it's a bike path, pedestrian path that was added to the bridge. It's now 25 years old. I don't know. I hope it's not the city's responsibility. I hope it's the
not.
state's.
It is.
But frankly, I thought, I need to remind them that this is 25 years old. Maybe we need to be taking a good look at this to make sure that it's okay also.
I believe it's inspected regularly.
Yeah, I doubt that you want this for your records, but at any rate, I don't have any problem. Bill Rao, incidentally, the former mayor, did not pick up his mail for 2 months in his PO box downtown. They returned it to me, saying unable to deliver. And I got it a week or so ago. And when I came in tonight, he said, "Where's the picture? I want to see the picture." I said, "I've got it in my purse. You want to present tonight?" Well, no, he had to go. So at any rate, there it is. I'll take it home with me. Put it right in the trash where a lot of others went. Also, while I am here and have a minute, I heartily disagree with a social district downtown. And I'm paying attention to how many of these drinking in public little notes are here. Yes, I'm old and I've got old ways, but we don't need to be like everybody else. Other cities are doing this everywhere. Let them do it in Timbuktu. I don't care. But do we really need people wandering around Bay Street, sitting on the benches, drinking publicly? I hope you will not do that to Beaufort. Let's just remain little Beaufort with all its historic wonders. Thank you.
Thank you, Edie. Okay. All right, next on the agenda are reports, beginning with the city manager's report.
Good evening again, Mayor and Council. To start off with, I have a correction to my weekly bridge report that was published yesterday. My report stated that the Historic District Review Board's agenda for their meeting tomorrow included consideration of a new residence on Duke Street. That's incorrect. The residence is actually on Congress Street. So I just wanted to correct that for the record. Staff continues to meet weekly with the Charles Craven Drainage Project team, and updates will continue to be channeled through the bridge report weekly. If there are any urgent messages that need to be communicated, then we will publish them through all available public communication means. In a special meeting about the project last week, city staff met with the full project team to include but not limited to SCORE, South Carolina Department of Transportation, Gulfstream Construction, and stormwater engineers to discuss a contractor-initiated proposal to close the entire remaining project area to accelerate completion. Both the city and SCORE raised concerns about sustaining active engagement across such an expanded work zone. I communicated that our position was that the city does not support closing large areas unless active construction is occurring. Phase 2 of the Waterfront Park project has begun following issuance of a notice to proceed. This phase includes design refinement, preparation for public charrettes, design and permitting for a solution enabling reopening of the day dock, and continued evaluation of alternatives for the relieving platform and park enhancements. A public charrette is anticipated sometime during the first quarter of 2026. As a reminder, we're keeping the Waterfront Park Public Survey open until this Friday, January 16th. City staff have met several times with representatives from the Chamber, Convention and Visitors Bureau, and Beaufort Area Hospitality Association to explore the feasibility of establishing a social district in the downtown core business district. The Chamber is facilitating a meeting with downtown business owners scheduled for tomorrow to gather their input. Their feedback will be incorporated into a presentation to City Council at the January 27 work session. The goal is a potential pilot implementation in April. Since first mentioning this topic in a previous bridge report, I've heard very understandable concerns that a social district could transform downtown into something resembling Bourbon Street. I want to be very, very clear. That's not what's being contemplated. Any potential district would be limited to a small commercial area, would allow only beer and wine to be consumed outside, and we would retain full enforcement, public drunkenness, and disorderly conduct laws. Maintaining the dignity and character of downtown Beaufort will always be the guiding priority. We're in full swing with the Beaufort Area Hospitality Association's Tides to Tables Restaurant Week, which runs all week and into this weekend's Oyster Festival at Waterfront Park. We already know that Beaufort is the best part of the Lowcountry. This is the week we set aside to prove that we're also the tastiest part of the Lowcountry. And as a reminder to all about City Council's new meeting schedule, our January work session will be held on Tuesday, February 27th at 5 p.m. Are any questions from council?
Any questions from council? Okay, hearing none, I'll move on to the mayor's report. Thank you, Scott. Want to wish everyone a happy and prosperous new year, first off. Several activities that took place since our last meeting. Attended the Arbor Day celebration at Cuthbert Park, did Night on the Town, went to the Mistletoe Market, Christmas Parade, had several ribbon cuttings, went to the USCB Fall Commencement, was the keynote speaker for a group called the Father's Place. They had a graduation, as they call it. Attended the Beaufort County Economic Development Corporation meeting, the Beaufort Jasper Water and Sewer Authority Partners Breakfast. Did an interview with WHHI. And lastly, I'm looking forward to our council retreat on January 29th and 30th, which will be held at our police department training room, where we'll be getting back to core competencies. So with that, I'm going to start on my left.
Surprise,
Councilman Saletti?
surprise.
I'm mixing it up this year.
Yeah, no, I got you. So I was able to attend several events. The only one that I'll mention though was a partnership breakfast hosted by Beaufort Jasper Water Sewer Authority. One of the reasons I'll mention it is because it's one I attended twice. I got that one crossed up on my calendar. So the day before, I showed up at 7:30 in the morning, went all the way out to Kalawasi, and I was like, man, this looks dead. I don't think anybody's here. Walked in, sure enough, all the tables were flipped up and nobody was inside. And then I re-looked at my calendar and was like, oh, it's tomorrow. So at least on day 2, I didn't get lost on the way there. So it was kind of a trial run. And I wanted to talk about a gift. So each one of you have a gift in front of you, and Scott, you have one as well. And this is my Christmas gift to you guys. As I was trying to decide what to give you as a gift, I found myself constantly thinking about the season that we're in, undertaking many challenging but necessary projects that can feel overwhelming at times, and not just for us, but for our residents, for our visitors, and for business owners as well. And then I thought about our history, and in January of 1907, when Beaufort downtown district suffered a devastating fire that destroyed over 40 buildings, and I couldn't help but reflect on how much of our resiliency as a community has been forged in fire. So with that theme in my mind, I knew kind of what I was looking to get. And then when I was attending the Mistletoe Marketplace, which was an event that highlighted local business and reminded us how much strength we can find in unity, I came across Perfectly Rusted Ironworks, a table that was set up with a display of different metals that were molded together and shaped. And on the table sat a feather forged in fire. And I began conversing with the owner, and as I better understood their capabilities, it became clear to me that a handmade metal feather that was forged in fire and shaped as a pin holder was the perfect gift. So you guys, if you want to go ahead and open your gift up and look at them, they have your name engraved on the bottom, but let this feather, which each one is unique, serve as a reminder that when we stay united, we can rise above the challenges in front of us.
Thank you.
And may it also be a reminder to keep the next chapter of our city written with compassion, collaboration, and purpose.
Thank
So, yeah.
Thank you.
And you'll see there's a little magnet there at the front. You can slide that around. That's for paper clips, if you use paper clips.
This is very cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
My wife and I bought something from that fellow too.
We did
Did
too.
you?
Yeah, a little.
They make some cool stuff. They're at local business located over there. I guess it would be right outside the city, but they're over by the Tractor Supply
Yeah.
backside. So that's where their physical address is. And then they have a social media presence as well. So maybe if you get the chance, check them out.
Yeah. They are good.
Anyway.
Thank you very much.
There you guys go. Sorry it's late, but I think I was late last year too. So it's just, part of it by now.
Close enough.
Yep.
All right, since I'm gonna let Councilman Lipsitz go last, I'm gonna jump over to Councilman Mitchell.
Thanks, Josh. You may be late, but you brought it.
Yeah.
So I attended some of the things. Sorry, Ms. Edie. I attended some of the things that was previously mentioned. One what I do want to mention is that one of the rewarding opportunities I had was to attend the Beaufort High School ROTC Air Force ROTC award ceremony back in December. And, we get a lot about the bad things that our children are doing and have done. And sometimes it makes us wonder, but watching those ROTC cadets and the discipline they showed and the awards they were receiving for their accomplishments was very encouraging for me. So I want to thank the commander for inviting me to that. I attended both groundbreaking ceremonies for the Parks and Recreation groundbreaking for the community centers on St. Helena, which is the Wesley Felix Community Center, and also out in my hometown area, out in Sheldon for the Agnes Major Center. Both of those areas are very much in need of recreation, not only being way out in the country, but with nothing to do, just makes for a perfect place for the Devil's Workshop. So glad to see the county is on that. And also attended the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity's annual Martin Luther King celebration breakfast. Neil Liftus was also there, stealing his thunder already. But it was just a wonderful event. It's always a wonderful event, and I commend the Alpha Phi Alphas for honoring Dr. King in the way they do annually. I think some of you may have heard about our attempt, our being the Community Partnership and the Military Enhancement Committee's effort to try to lure the Coast Guard to establish their new training facility here in Beaufort, possibly at the Naval Hospital. Warren Parker has led that effort. A number of the representatives from all the municipalities and the county and other organizations that are working on this. We kind of got started lately, but we're working fast. The governor's on board with this effort also. We think that one of the places they were thinking about putting it is Birmingham. I don't know, last time I checked, there's not a lot of water around Birmingham, especially trying to get to the coast. We have a facility here at the Naval Hospital where it's already announced that the Navy plan to move that mission over to the air station and possibly Paris Island. It's kind of turnkey in our opinion, but just want to let you know that effort is ongoing. We have another meeting scheduled for this coming Friday, and I'll provide council update on what we learned there. But that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman Mitchell. Okay, Councilman McPhee.
Thank you, sir. Want to wish everybody a happy new year also. Also attended a number of the events that have been referenced before. I won't repeat myself. I do want to note that the hazard mitigation public survey that is done through LATS, and I, as the chairman of LATS, want to remind everybody there's a survey online both at the city's website as well as LATS website that is expiring on the 31st of January. If you have not done that survey, please take an opportunity to do that as well. Wanted to thank Neil for stepping in for me at the MLK Unity Breakfast. I was going to offer the greetings that morning and ended up being ill, and on the fly, he took over for me, and I appreciate it, even though he was almost arrested trying to get into the base. But they had to call me to make sure that he was supposed to be there in my stead. So they're being very thorough at their
Ever heard the words access denied before?
I have two personal statements that I would like to share. One is to honor the memory of Elizabeth Harvey Butt, who passed away in late December. Her funeral was last week in Port Royal. She was 98 years old, and she was a classmate of my mom's and dear family friends of ours, and longtime Beaufortonian, and her daughters now, two of the three now reside here. So the family continues to be in Beaufort as well. And a birthday greeting coming up this Friday to our very own Edna Horn, who is not as old as Libby, but Amazingly, I was going to buy birthday candles. I'm stealing Pat's thunder from, she was honored at the LIPA meeting this morning for her birthday as well. That'll be on Friday. But I couldn't find 93 candles anywhere. So congratulations and happy birthday. And it's great to have Edie with us as well. Nice to have you back. She's not as, well, I'm not gonna say that. She's not quite there, but thank you all very much. That's all for me.
And last but not least, Councilman Lipsitz.
Thank you. Been to many events also, which I won't start repeating everything everybody else said, but I believe we all attended Paris Island's holiday celebration also, which was real nice. Councilman Mitchell, the city manager, Marshall, and I hosted the Complete Student here at City Hall. Those were some great students. They really are. They had a great time. We had a great time with them. Answering all kinds of really, really good questions. And like I say, there are many ribbon cuttings, holiday events. Kudos to Baja for a great fireworks display. I mean, it was very nice. Then I attended the ribbon cutting this past Friday at Point Grand. That's the new apartments behind Lowe's, and got there and they found out there was a special guest coming, which I had no idea was Tim Scott. So I got to meet him, and well, second time I've met him. Talked to him for a little bit, and like I say, it was countless events. I'm not even going into that. But anyway, just wish everybody a happy new year. Thank you. And I'm going to make a motion now that we go into executive session pursuant to Title 30, Chapter 4, Section 70A2 of the South Carolina Code of Law, receipt of legal advice on current and pending litigation.
Do you have a second? All right, we have a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye.